Hey everyone, this is Eric, the director of Inspire Fit Resorts, here with one of our lovely trainers, Laura.
Hey.
Laura's going to demonstrate a basic mobility exercise for us, so Laura, go ahead and start. I'll just jump in here and help explain. So this is really an essential one for beginners who are looking to start any exercise routine. Basically, you want to perform these before an exercise routine. That's the design of this little program. Just simple, like 6 exercise routine, just to be repeated 3 times through. So what she's doing right here is just a simple core activation. So essentially she's just pretending that her upper shoulders and her head are on a scale, and she just wants it to read 0. So she braces down her core and physically pushes back out against, as opposed to drawing in. So she braces down by pushing out, and then elevates and just brings the weight of her shoulders and head off the floor. The reason why we do it opposite sides, having the knees raised here on one side and not the other, and then we switch. That's to kind of activate one side, because your body generally, the anatomy lines and the tissue lines, that's how they work. So we're kind of working in guideline with that. Next, Laura's going to go ahead and roll over onto her stomach. This is another great one for people that sit at the office in the chair and the desk all day. Essentially what she's going to do here is brace her core into the floor, as opposed to pulling it back inside. She's going to try and push it into the floor. That causes that lift and elevation. Then she slides her arms out overhead, pulls them back down in the starting position, and goes to a rest. So watch again, she braces with the core, pushes the arms out, and then brings it back down in the starting position. Again, the big key is not to try and pull yourself using your low back and glutes. If you can see here, it's pretty relaxed. She's literally bracing and pushing her stomach into the floor, like as if she's getting poked, right, or touched in the stomach, and you're trying to defend that, and then sliding her arms out. What the hope is of this is to work on increasing shoulder mobility and actually strength as well of that upper back musculature to hold that more neutral posture in your shoulders while engaging that core, teaching everything how it should work together. So hopefully we go from a posture like this to working a little bit more of a neutral position, okay? And learning how to rely on the core to achieve that. Next, Laura's going to roll back over for us. This is a basic rollover pattern. It's like really like a very, very basic. She's going to demo here. So she's going to take her left arm up overhead, brace the core. She's going to look in the direction in which she's rolling to, roll up onto her left side, and then back onto her back. Now with this, the key is to keep that elbow and knee together. The reason why you want to do that is because as soon as you disengage those two, now you're twisting. And when you're twisting, you're going to recruit your back and other areas of your body. Whereas if she keeps those two locked down together, this is going to be a primary core exercise. Okay? And you'll see here on the other side as she rolls to you. Again, the key is to look to where you're going first with your eyes and head, then roll to the position in which you're trying to lead to. Again, this is very basic. The foot, you'll notice the leg and foot, the hand and foot are just slightly off the floor. That increases the overall tension of the exercise as well. Those shouldn't be resting. You should be bracing the core by using that. Perfect. Next, Laura's going to go into a hip bridge. So she's going to supinate her palms, open them up, turn them up towards the ceiling, brace her core, and squeeze her shoulders back and down, almost like she's trying to drive her fingertips down towards her heels. As she does that, she keeps the core braced, and then squeezes the glutes and fires the hamstrings a little bit there to push the hips up towards the ceiling. This is great just to get some glute activation in the backside, especially before squats or running or walking or hiking, anything you're going to do. So again, this is very basic stuff. Key here is to make that nice line kind of shoot through the hips and into the shoulders without getting too much hyperextension in the neck. So there's no need for her to push her hips up and beyond her chest here. Just try and come even with those shoulders. Most people have a tendency to hyperextend that, and then that puts a lot of tension in your cervical spine and your neck. Okay, next she's going to do a simple hip shift from a kneeling position. So she's turned out here, kind of bracing in along that knee to help open up the hips. This is going to be a good ankle mobility exercise, as you see here, as long as you work on driving that foot down into the floor, keeping the core braced, and then shifting your body weight into that foot. Okay? Big key is to shift that body weight into that foot, forcing the ankle to become mobile. Okay? She'll show us the other side as well. Again, opening up the hip, using that hand as a guide, driving the force down into that foot so she can shift her body weight through it, work on the mobility of that ankle. Again, the whole design of this routine is just a little preparatory routine for a workout. Basically to get you ready if you were going to go on a hike or a walk or do an exercise routine and you're new, right? So it's a short one, but it's a good one and it's effective. Next she's going to do a standing hip mobility exercise. So really this is just to get kind of our synergists and everything activated. So those are the guys who kind of help us with movement. Again, she's just working on shifting her body weight into the hip and making sure that she keeps her feet planted on the floor and in a neutral position. Not externally rotating them, because that's just compensating for them. She's literally forcing the hips to be more mobile and pushing her body weight back into the hips. Now, this may not be your starting position or as deep as you can go at this point. I'm sure Laura can do it deeper and even further, but even in a basic just standing hip shift is fine, and all you're trying to do is work on shifting your body weight from side to side. So anyway, this is a basic beginner's routine to be used in a circuit of 3 times through, repeating these exercises. I'd say anywhere in the nature of 5 to 12 repetitions per side. Literally till you just kind of have it mastered and it's easy for you and it feels kind of natural. And I would do that every time before your movement. So really it should take you no more than 5 to 10 minutes to complete this little cycle. And what that does, all these exercises, we got the core activated, we got the hips mobile, and we got the body moving a little bit. And again, primarily this would be for like if you were going to do running, walking, hiking, things like that, or even lifting with the lower legs. So we didn't do a whole lot of shoulder mobility, but essentially just worked on core posture and hip mobility. So thank you for your time. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to type them in the box and let us know. If you found this useful, please share with other people out there. And I don't know, we'll see you here at Inspire Fit. Bye, everyone.